And then on the Chandler side of it, afterwards, right, he eventually calls out Conor McGregor again. Like, do you even go down that road? Like,
Who did? Bo?
No, Chandler.
Oh, Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Is that like a waste at this point?
Conor's going to come back late 25, so there's a lot of time before we figure out who's going to fight Conor.
You know, I don't know. I'm at a place right now where I know that Dana, he wants what he wants. He wants some big fights, and I just want to see if he's willing to compensate me. You know what I mean? I see these guys out there making some really, really big bucks. You know, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson and all that type of stuff. And I feel like if he could consider me at that level of an athlete, I mean, I feel like I'm a much better athlete, actually. But if he could consider me in that conversation, then I'd love to stick around. But I'm really ready for my life to be changed in a much different way.
He's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
So moving forward, what do you do? Like, as obviously you said you want him to fight Tom next, and you said that could just be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time.
It will be.
John was on the post-fight thing. He said he wants to be well compensated because he saw what Jake and Mike.
He will be.
So when do you actually meet with him? Is that a Tuesday conversation, or is it?
I got Tom waiting outside for me right now, and John, you let John do John. John's going to disappear. Not only will you not hear about him or what he's doing, neither will I. And then he will resurface, and he'll call, and we'll get it done. Be the biggest heavyweight fight in UFC history by a long shot.
When you look at that fight stylistically, right, as you said, John, still amazing, still incredibly varied attacks, great IQ, but it would seem that Tom's advantage would be in the speed. When you look at that fight, how do you break it down, and how do you think that could play out?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know what John's going to do. John's one of those guys that I was saying earlier has the highest fight IQ. He's like fucking Elon Musk in the octagon, okay? This guy is brilliant in there, and the things that he pulls off, like you didn't see any of the spinning elbows tonight that he does normally. He did all different shit tonight. I'm sure he sat down and watched Stipe's tapes, and I don't know what he'll do with Aspinall.
And John has made it clear in kind of the interviews he's done, he wants to be well compensated for this Tom fight. And I know the last time this was kind of a thing with the Francis Ngannou fight, you said he wanted $30 million. There's the Anthony Joshua money quote and stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like this could be leading to that same type of friction, or do you think it'll be an easier negotiation this time?
John's always been well compensated. You know, he's always been well compensated. I would never put his total purse number out there, but it's fucking massive. The number that he went over tonight, he's made a lot of money in his career. Listen, you don't fight and then disappear for 5 years because you weren't well compensated. It makes a lot of money. So he'll make a lot more for this fight. It's going to be the biggest heavyweight fight ever. It'll probably be the biggest fight we've ever done. You know what tonight told me? There's no fucking way I make the Pereira fight.
Okay.
John's too big, great wrestler. See how he took Stipe down in that first round? I like Alex Pereira. I like him personally.
But
it just
the greatest of all time, right?
it just doesn't make sense to make that fight. If they both want it bad enough and they're both hounding me or something, maybe I would do it. It's just Alex Pereira is killing it. Look at his age and what he's doing right now. What's the reason to go up and fight a guy that's so much bigger than you and such a good wrestler? Money? Yeah, no, you're right. That's definitely a reason. But just so we're clear, I don't want to make any of that kind of money. I want Pereira to stay where he is and do what he does and, run the street. But again, if they go crazy on me and they want to do it, then what am I going to do? They're grown-ass men, and I'm sure the fans want to see it. I'm sure you want to see it. I guess we'll talk about it.
Que o árbitro poderia ser pouco mais severo. Muitas vezes eu falei para ele do que estava acontecendo e ele olhava como se nada tivesse acontecendo.
I'm not here to criticize, but I'm gonna tell you something. There were a lot of blows to the back of the head, a lot of fence grabbing. There was also some eye pokes, and I was telling him what was going on. I kept calling for his attention, and nothing would happen to him. I would hope that he would intervene, but nothing happened. So I'm not here to criticize. You're just gonna do your job.